Who's embarrassed now?
Me.
What did you do this time?
It's bad.
No, you're the one embarrassed.
I am.
Oh, God, what did I do?
Nothing as bad as I did.
I'm sorry. Dude, can we help you?
I don't think you can.
Okay, well, we're kind of in the middle of something here, so can you tell us what's going on so we can get on with our lives?
I just got blown out by the Predators.
Well, now our problems seem kind of
dumb. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, what do we say to cheer him up?
Sucks to suck?
Yeah, that'll do it. Sucks to suck, dude.
Yep, sucks to suck.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is not a dub. And boy, did it really reinforce a lot of things that I had talked about in the video that I put out between the first and second period. I think it's worthwhile checking out. I do a little vibe check on the Bruins as well as an enjoyable interview with Mike Comito at the end there. I think it's worth it. You should check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Check out the Discord. Check out the socials. Yeah, all that stuff. The Bruins, the Boston Bruins, specifically the Bruins from Boston. Those Bruins are kind of just doing the 500 thing. We're just kind of flip-flopping back and forth, which, I mean, could be way worse given what we're dealing with. But there's a lot of frustrations in watching a game like this because you've made it incredibly easy for your opponent. And frankly, I walk away being wildly unimpressed with the Red Wings once again because of it's just poor play from the Bruins is one thing, but this Bruins team is so clearly deeply missing an injection of offensive talent. You have multiple players who are just trying to get back up to snuff. Like, Arvidsson didn't know what he was doing half the night. We'll talk about all that. But it's one of those games that just reminds you, like, oh, both these teams are kind of bad right now. Like, that's where we're at. Both these teams are kind of bad right now. They both have elements that allow you to believe that they won't be bad a month from now. But, yeah, not a crazy, enjoyable game if you like good hockey. Lots of goals, though, so maybe enjoyable from that aspect, you know? Maybe the excitement factor. God, there's so many pivotal moments here, though. This game really could have gone either way. I know that, like, the Bruins had some garbage time goals and things like that, but getting there, we'll talk about it. The Red Wings, we just did this, so I'm not doing the whole thing again with them. But the second of 4 meetings with them this year, they're 13th on the power play, 22nd on the penalty kill, 22nd in goals for, and 26th in goals allowed. Their goaltending is ass. But we get Gibson this time, which is even worse for them because while Talbot is hovering just under an .890 save percentage, Gibson has an astounding .865 in 13 games played. Not great. Losing to this team without Pasta or McAvoy 2 games in a row would be very concerning for the Red Wings, but they did not do that. Good for them. The lineup for the Bruins: Steves, Lindholm, Geekie, Middlestat, Zacha, Arvidsson, Janot, Minton, Kostelic, Huznadinov, Corelli, Asaman, Zadorov, Aspero, Lindholm, Peak, Callahan for a little while, Lorai. Swayman's in net. RV is back. He pushes Kuzi down to the 4th line, but really what's the alternative here? I saw some people upset about that. I'm also upset about it, but let's face the facts. I think Steves has earned his spot on the top line, having scored 2 goals in his last 3 games before this one. Elias and Geekie make sense since you want to see if that, obviously them being up on that top line makes sense. Since you want to see if that second line that was Sturm's matchup line that he talked about not long ago when they were all healthy, Middlestat, Zacha, Arvidsson, you want to see if they can regain that traction that they had earlier. You aren't breaking up the third line that is the only one that is consistently outplaying their opponents, although that didn't last this whole entire game. And then, obviously, that leaves the 4th line, where it's very easy to push out a VL or Tufty or whoever for Huznadinov. Huznadinov had a terrible night. Really bad. He did score a goal, but holy crap. This whole game, he could not handle a puck to save his life. He turned it over and over again. Brutal. I like Huznadinov. I'm sad to see him in a 4th line role. I'm sure with the way things are, I have no idea what this team looks like in 4 months. So there's going to be opportunity. And obviously with the way the injuries are going, there's going to be a spot opening up for him up top. It's okay. We still have a bunch of injuries. Let me see. I have a list here. Pasta, who is the closest to joining the team out of the injured players. That's what That's what Sturm said. McAvoy, Harris, Blumel, Yoki Haru, and I think that's it, but we can now add Callahan to that list. The year from hell is really like, it's poking its head out. It's not, we haven't quite, like, so far it's been year from hell-ish, but this would have to continue much longer for it to be a clear year from hell. And also, you don't really give year from hell tags to teams that aren't expected to make noise in the playoffs, but man, we are really teetering on that kind of title for it. There was one fun fact that came out during this game that the broadcast mentioned. The only Bruins on the ice tonight that were drafted by Boston were Lohrei and Swayman. So all you fellas out there and ladies who say Sweeney can't draft, well, that's probably an indictment for your correctness in that. Also, injuries, but even with the injuries, we didn't draft Harris or Blumel or Yoki Haru. It's just Pasta and Mac. So we have not built this team through the draft. We'll tell you that much. Like the franchise pillars are, but that's it. That's full stop. Those three guys and everyone else is welcome to the city, I guess. Let's talk about this game, shall we? Puck drops. Puck drops! And the Bruins start so damn good. They do. 6:52 in. It's been all Bruins so far. The shots are 5-1. The Red Wings have already had 2 or 3 panicky moments in front of Gibson. This was such a great start. And this play actually comes during one of those shifts. Peak works his way down the right wall to collect a loose puck on the glove side wall. He hammers it on the net. It gets knocked down, punched out. That same wall's corner. Now, Peak has to back up, but Peak would like to do one of these. Just long enough to make you think your screen froze. Yeah, he's going to watch. He's going to kind of see how this play develops. JVR, who's not an idiot, decides to keep moving his legs. And that was mean. Stop being so mean. He decides to keep skating forward. And so he's going to get a pass from Johansson, who I'm sure is pronounced somewhat differently than that, because for some reason that name gives me fits. He is going to collect a long stretch pass that goes right by Peak, who doesn't really have a chance to stop it unless his hand-eye coordination gets a hell of a lot better all of a sudden. And it's a breakaway for JVR, Bruins legend. And he goes high glove on Swayman. It's a little bit of sniperoonie and cheese, but I don't want to give him the pleasure. And it's 1-0. And it's a bummer. I'll give you that. It's a bummer because you started so damn well. And you gave that up just because somebody wanted to gawk. What a funny word, gawk. Gawk. The problem is you let them build on it. 6:11 left. A bad turnover by Middlestat in the neutral zone allows the Red Wings to get right back into our zone. This is nothing special after that. Either Middlestat or Arvidsson, my guess is Arvidsson, completely screws up who they are actually supposed to be covering because Seider collects a pass on the blue line towards the blocker side. And no one approaches. And Middlestat and Arvidsson are just kind of way back in the slot, kind of hanging out. And so Seider just skates his way in. Peak is battling Kopp in front of the net. Peak is not doing a good job of clearing the net because Swayman can't see shit. And Seider just goes, all right, I'll just shoot low blocker. It's there, and Swayman can't see this coming, and no one's even close enough to block it. Easy goal, ridiculous goal. It's 2-0. The first one was a gift. The second one was a player who's been injured trying to work back into the lineup and misread his defensive assignment. I can super live with the second one. It sucks, but it's frustrating in a sense of, okay, you got to get back up to speed. I get it. This is a style we're going to play man on man. When you miss reps, you miss reps. We're going to the second period. We're down 2 goals. I was so sure we were still in this. Mostly because Gibson's terrible this year, but also because this Bruins team has something, and they can get back into some of these games. Callahan's not on the bench to start the second, and he would not return. I don't know what his injury is. 1:35 in, and the one thing you could not do was give up a softie. Give up an easy one. And that's what everyone does here. Because the Red Wings skate over the blue line on the glove side. And they try to feed the puck to Kopp, who's just a couple of feet farther inward. But it goes through his legs, and it goes right to the top of the slot, where both Elias and Peak have a chance to play this puck. And I believe it's Peak, who kind of pokes this forward and does nothing else with it. Both of them continue to skate back. Great! DeBrincat skates in, grabs it. Hampus is going to come over to try to disturb it, but DeBrincat fights through that contact and sends a knuckler on net. And somehow, on God's green earth, this goes blocker side. Swayman gets 98% of it, but 2% slips through him and into the net. That's the one thing you couldn't do. And that's 3-0. And now you really start to doubt. But I'm smart. I'm a smart man. Not really. But I knew. You just need one. With this team, 4 straight losses, Gibson and net, who they don't trust at all, get one goal. And the doubt seeps in. And it affects the way they'll play. Just get the one! 8:20 in. The Bruins get a gift. Asama and Edvinsson get into it after the play, but only Edvinsson is called for roughing. We're going to the power play. We can't capitalize on it, and as it expires, Lori misplays a puck, creating a 3-on-1 that luckily does not go in our net. But shortly after that, 8:51 left, the Bruins have kept some momentum here. Jeannot makes a fantastic play, barreling into 2 Red Wings players behind their net to create a turnover, feed that puck up the wall to Zadorov, who's on the blocker side point, who's going to settle it and whip this over to Aspero, who's going to one-time this from the top of the glove side circle. And Gibson, low glove, from distance, no screen, goes off of him and in. An absolute gift. An awful goal to give up. And the whole game twists. It switches to something that the Bruins can compete in. And 4 minutes later, the Bruins have been going right back to work since that goal. They've had a lot of good offensive time, a lot of good shifts. A couple of shifts in a row here. They get the puck deep. They create some sort of havoc over and over and over. Puck gets pushed back out. Well, Geekie comes back in with the puck on the right side. This is a great entry. He's skating down the glove side wall, has a nice lane for a back diagonal up to Hampus. And in a very familiar way, Hampus gets some room to skate down, just like Seider did. But he doesn't have the screen work to utilize to have a clean chance to beat Gibson. What he does do, though, is the thing that Peak refuses to learn. He shoots low and hard at the pads. There's a forest of legs and sticks. Gibson's rebound control has been butt cheeks. Let them make the mistake. Just keep this puck alive and bouncing in front of their net. And what happens? Goes low glove side, gets kicked out, terrible rebound control, goes right to Steves, who has a wide open net, and it's 3-2 just like that. The one thing you can't afford is to give up a softie now. Get to the third period down 1 goal. Keep attacking, of course, but keep it tight. 3:45 left. I thought that this was the Bruins just completely cluster fucking it up. It's a transition into our zone. It's nothing special. It's a 3-on-3 where everyone's covered. And here comes the fourth. Sherratt down the slot. Wide open, alone. Geekie's, 2 strides behind him. Easy pass to Sherratt. Sherratt is going to shoot this. Once again, it's low gloves. Swayman gets a ton of it. Not enough. It gets through. It's 4-2. Now, immediately, I was like, Swayman. And I watched the replay. I was like, he's right. He's so in tight from between the dots. Like, I'm not really going to get that mad at Swayman for an NHL player beating him from that range. Geekie, what the hell with that back check? Watch the replay. Sherratt interferes with him as they cross the blue line together. He gives him a little check and then skates away. That's where that space came from. So what turns into a game-changing moment. Bruins have all the momentum. They're creating these chances. All of that sapped away because of a penalty that didn't get called. Let's be clear. These types of plays happen all the time in hockey. I'm not going to get bent out of shape about it. It was in the moment. You just felt how pivotal that really was, though, and it bugs you. It just bugs you. So, either way, it's 4-2. It's still a winnable game. Go into the third and don't do anything stupid. 3:24 in. Hampus takes another fucking penalty. He has 8 penalty minutes in his last 4 games. This time it's holding. And he's jawing at the ref. What do you mean? Well, you wrapped your arm around the Red Wing, and when that didn't work, you grabbed his stick. That's holding, dude! And you haven't been doing this secretly. This hasn't been some clever veteran bullshit move. You've been getting caught over and over for doing the same damn thing. Stop doing it. Hampus, you can't be my problem child with penalties, man. You can't be that. I didn't appreciate it. We're going to go to the penalty kill. 30 seconds later, it's great puck movement by the Red Wings. Raymond on the glove side circle feeds Kane down on the goal line. Raymond's going to use that time to push himself to the opposite side circle. Seider's going to come in and replace Raymond. Kane's going to give the puck up to him. That shrinks the defense because Seider pushed in. It also opens a direct lane across the top of those circles to Raymond, who gets a wide open net because Swayman, I don't want to say he gave up on the play thinking it was goaltender interference, but man, he was not in a hurry to get across the other side, was he? So, it's an easy goal for Raymond, who's on my fantasy team. Nice. But not worth, because I want to win this game, and the Bruins need these games. Swayman's going to get pulled. He's upset. He thinks there should have been goaltender interference. There absolutely was not. There was some contact, but not in a way that should have affected his ability to actually make the save, in my opinion. So I'm glad they didn't challenge that because that just likely would have put us on the PK. It's 5-2 power play goal. Korpisalo's going to come in. I think they did the pull more so because, just save Swayman from himself at this point. He's getting heated. He's been brilliant lately. This is his first bad game in a while. It's his 6th start in the last 8 games, and we don't trust Korpisalo right now, so it's hard to put him in net. So this game was basically lost, more or less. It's a 3-goal deficit with 16 minutes left of the game, but they just went, screw it. Let's just get him out of here for now. I kind of agree with it. I get it. We'll give him time to cool off and save him from himself. 7:47 in, a big scrum in front of Korpisalo ends with 4 minutes roughing and a 10-minute misconduct for Zadorov. Seider gets 2 minutes for roughing, so we're going to do a penalty kill for 2 minutes. Just so you really understand here, we are now down to 4 defensemen because Callahan, of course, is out. And that was basically the rest of the game for Zadorov with that misconduct. We do kill that. 7:30 left. Confer on the breakaway, just loses the puck under no pressure. What an idiot. 6:33 left. Kostelic for slashing, and he gets a 10-minute misconduct as well because he decides to go over to their bench as people are going through the door and tries to get someone in the nads real quick. Show them how tough you are. And then someone grabs a stick and he can't get it back, and then he's yelling and they're yelling. The ref comes over and goes, well, bam! Get out of here. And so he's gone. He's gone for the rest of the game. So we also have a penalty kill. We do kill it. 1:23, well, mostly because 1:23 left of that penalty kill. Seider goes for high sticking, and we're going to go to 4-on-4 for 1:23 and have a short power play. With about 30 seconds left of the 4-on-4, the Red Wings just lose Huznadinov, just flat out lose him, and he skates to the front of the net. Geeky finds him. He just tips this high glove. Just excellent work by him going to the danger area, but I have no idea what the Red Wings were doing here. They just lost him. Nice. So we have a 30-second power play. Well, we have 30 seconds to 4-4 and then about a 30-second power play. We don't do anything with that. We're a 2-goal deficit. We pull the goalie at about 3:30, and then with about 10 seconds left of the game, Steves makes a crazy sharp angle shot that somehow works its way through Gibson. It's 5-4. We spent 3.5 minutes with an empty net and didn't get scored on. That's kind of cool, but we don't do anything with the last 10, 11 seconds, whatever, and they ended up putting back on the clock. But just a bummer to lose this game. Bummer to lose this game in regulation. It was a very winnable game. I do not think the Red Wings played well tonight. I think even Jambi would agree with that one. Him being a diehard Red Wings fan. Just not a great game for either team, I would say, honestly. Gross. I don't have a lot of game notes here. It's hard. It's really hard to find game notes because I could do the Steves talk again, but we just did that, and Steves deserves to stay in this lineup. I don't care who's coming back. But with so many missing pieces, it's getting really difficult to pinpoint what's the issue? What's the biggest issue? There's guys that are flubbing defensive assignments, but guys are getting worked in and out of the lineup right now. It's gonna be difficult to maintain a certain level of that. Zaka does not look healthy. Middlestat and RV are clearly shaking off that rust. Elias is invisible. I know he has 4 assists in the last 3 games or 4 games, but The guy's invisible. And two of those are secondary assists that just aren't really part of the play all that much. There's a lot of guys out there that you sit there and go, what are they bringing? There's a lot of muted performances tonight. Playing with 5 defensemen for most of the night was tough. There's just so many excuses I can get into, but that's all they sound like, because they just sound like whiny excuses. There's 2 things I want to talk about that are not excuses. One of them is Zadorov is the only defenseman that is currently difficult to skate around. I include Hampus in that, obviously Peak, Aspero, all of them. They're extremely easy to just skate around. And it's one thing when a team gets to attack a player. Like, I remember a couple of years back, I want to say it was Dumba was on the Lightning. Trying to remember this. But he was the perfect candidate. He was third pair, and you could just go at him all game. When he was on the ice, you chose his side to attack because you had the best opportunity to go around him and create havoc. We have 5 out of our 6 defensemen right now, insanely easy to go around. Like, the opponent doesn't have to pick their spots. They literally, the plan the whole game is like, carry the puck. You get to carry the puck. You get to carry the puck. You don't have to force it in deep. Like, any team that recognizes that they do not have to dump and chase against us, basically is going to win the game. That's how bad it is right now for our ability to stop players in transition. The defense have to be way more engaged physically and have to be able to make plays in the open ice. And it's a concerning trend, particularly for Hampus and Peak, who should be mainstays in the top 4 right now. I know Peak's not brilliant, but he's what we got. It's a really tough look, and it's driving me nuts. The other thing, the forwards have to do a better job of helping their defensemen. And I don't even mean in transition with the forward, any of that. With the back check. Maintain possession in the offensive zone a little. Have the puck a little. And stop giving the puck up when all 3 forwards are forward. There's so many instances where they're so high in the zone and it's a bad pass that they all have to chase down. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. And it's so often that they get one shot on net and then it's back the other way. And then we have to survive a whole circulation of the opponent owning the puck for 90 seconds. And then we go back in and we try a chance, then go right back. And then you could have every greatest defenseman of all time, and they're still giving up high danger chances like this if your forwards are not ever maintaining possession of the puck. Many people will sit here and go, we need an improvement on the back end. We do. Don't get me wrong. Peak, Aspero, Yoki Haru, obviously Yoki Haru's not playing right now. Those are all guys that need upgrades. Lorai, we absolutely could get an upgrade over him. Now, of course, we're still hoping that Lorai hits another level, blah, 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 blah. You're going to get guys in all sorts of transitions in their career. That's not what I'm trying to say. But yes, the back end could use improvement. Until the forwards start possessing the puck a little bit, there's just nothing you can do. You have to have the puck a little more. Just a little. And yes, I know the defensemen play a role in that too, and oftentimes they do. Peak and Aspero love to shoot a puck into a defending player and watch the play go the other way. They fucking adore it. But we need more possession. And it's why I keep banging the drum. Liesel might have gotten injured again tonight, by the way. I haven't seen the update yet. But Liesel's a guy who's speed and handling and really good back check puck retrievals, although I'm always told how low effort he is, but every time I've watched him play, his back check's really good. A little bit of speed, a little bit of possession would go a long way. All of those statements are about this game. I'm not panicking about this season. I simply can't. I can't while we have 6 guys out, and I can't when this is a transition year. But if you did watch the video that I put out at intermission, you're going to recognize when I say, do not be buyers at the deadline. You just can't be. You can be sellers, and I'd be okay with it. You could be super conservative buyers where you give up something of short-term success for long-term success. Totally fine. You cannot be, we're going to spend high-value assets to improve the team now. You can't do it. It will be GM malpractice. It would be a fireable offense. We got to run the course here. And hope that some of these high-profile prospects that are lighting it up right now are able to make a difference next year. Or at the end of the season. We'll see. We'll see where we are. Go Bees. Go Bees! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video and joining me as we experience this crazy Bruins season together. The names popping up on your screen now are from the top line tier and the all-star tier of the YouTube membership program for this YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who help support the channel so that we can do more fun things, and I am always open to more ideas of how I can help give back to those who support the channel. At the end of the day, this channel is always going to be about the community, and I want to continue to grow that way, so please always feel free to reach out with new ideas and fun ways we can expand on this, or if you just need someone to talk to, I'm always here for you guys. Thank you all for your support, and as always, go Bees!